Going to school should not be something to be afraid of. Problems in school such as violence, fighting, teasing, and bullying have been present since forever, but it has not been as horrifying as this new kind of terrorism these past recent years, school shootings. This act of terrorism has led to hundreds of deaths in a short time span. School should be a place to obtain knowledge, hang out with your friends, and to prepare for the future. But now it is no longer safe for anyone anymore. One never knows when someone is just going to walk into class and decide to start shooting people. Parents everywhere are worried, the public is worried, and the children are worried. And so far, nothing successful has been done to stop this epidemic. But just by looking at this graph, there has been only 17 school shootings in just 2018 alone. This is something because the government is not doing their job to protect the people's safety, and this has led to hundreds of thousands to speak up about this. People have tried to get their attention through the use of social media and some by using political cartoons. In the first cartoon, the cartoonist wants to show what the effects of thoughts and prayers from the public has on this epidemic. And on the second cartoon, the cartoonist wants to show the public what all the mental health funding is doing to stop this trend of terror. This person has been shot and has possibly bled to death for the injuries since there's a large amount of blood next to this person. There are also two different words, thought and prayer, that are being represented by bandages. These bandages appear to be patching up the wounds from the bullet holes this person has. From looking at this cartoon, we can see that the artist is trying to imply that these bandages have no effect on fixing the bullet holes. We can also see that the cartoonist is implying that thoughts and prayers do nothing to stop this epidemic and that it is not contributing to help this. The cartoonist drew in big and bold letters the phrase first aid at the bottom of the drawing. He did this to show what it is the first thing that people do when it comes to these type of scenarios. Um, According to him, nothing will change if nothing is being done. On the second cartoon by Nate Beeler, it shows a gigantic man holding an assault rifle and a chair labeled as mental health funding while being asked by a doctor to take a seat. The person holding the assault rifle is drawn out of scale to the point where it doesn't even fit in the cartoon. The person labeled as mass shootings is supposed to represent that all the mass shootings that have happened in recent years. Since the character is huge, it means that there has been an enormous amount of them. The doctor is trying to talk down to the giant person to take a seat in the chair so that he can receive the mental help he needs. The doctor is seen saying the phrase, please sit down and talk, bringing the audience to understand that the doctor himself isn't putting any effort to try and stop and get this person to take a seat. Nate implies that all the funding for mental health to prevent shootings has been useless and a waste of money. He wants to explain that mental health is not a big factor when it comes to school shootings because nothing has been prevented by this. School cartoons have been a big influence since hundreds of years for the public to express their opinion, their worries, and their demands, hoping that they will be heard by higher authorities. School shootings have brought much horror to the life of many people, and it's an epidemic that seems to be getting worse and worse. Both Nate and John show that the solutions at the moment have been in vain and have done no good to stop this problem. But there's still so much that we can do as a country to prevent future school shootings and gun massacres in general.